So I got this email in from Scuba Steve Gauntlet from Health Habits down in Weston-super-Mare. Thanks for your email, Steve. Steve basically has asked, Miles, what do you think about having a salesperson within clubs, like as in a dedicated salesperson, rather than getting your team of fitness professionals to do it? I think it's a really interesting question. It's a question that I've had asked quite a few times. And my answer to this is I'm for and against dedicated salespersons in gyms. I'll start by telling you my for. My for is you've got somebody uninterrupted, dedicated to revenue generating activity, which is absolutely brilliant. It frees you up to do more managerial stuff, keeps your personal trainers doing what they potentially do best, which is facilitating the progress of your members. The downside is if you have a person in to generate sales specific, that potentially isolates them from the rest of the team. Maybe they're earning more money than the team, but maybe not putting any more effort in. You know, they're going out and generating new revenue, but who's to say they're physically working harder than one of your PTs who's working a 15-hour day? Now, I've been a salesperson in a gym and I've been a gym consultant. And from my experience, you know, I'm a kid who left school with no GCSEs. I learned to sell, yes, but I like to think that it was more effective communication skills that I was being taught. You know, through my study with neuro-linguistic programming and a lot of other sort of umbrellas under the sort of realm of psychology, I've kind of understood why people think the way they think and why people do what they do. And these are all just behavioural traits which are not too different. You know, scratch away from the surface and effectively human beings are pretty similar. They're not actually as different as maybe you think. So I think to answer Steve, to answer your question, and maybe it will give an insight to those of you who are also interested in this. To be honest, I'm more interested in you having all-rounders within your team who are skilled at, you know, when they're doing their weekly shop in Asda, can strike up a conversation around the benefits of exercise, can talk about the gym at Weight Watchers and do presentations in local corporates because they're passionate about the benefits of exercise, rather than get a salesperson in who maybe isn't as passionate about fitness. I believe that moving forward in the industry, people that are able to effectively inspire the most amount of people will be the gyms that thrive the most, not the ones with the newest and flashiest facilities. And that does all fundamentally come down to your ability to sell, but in a way that's authentic. So I think my final thought is, if you sell something that you're really passionate about, I don't consider that to be selling really. I just consider that to be helping people to get what they fundamentally want and maybe get out of their own way if their level of motivation isn't intrinsically driven around long-term and sustainable goal achievement when it comes to exercise. So I hope that answers the question. And if you've got any questions about this email, about this question that Steve has asked, you know, salesperson, yes or no, drop me an email, miles@milesmoremembers.com, and speak to you soon.